He spotted them just before sunset, a bunch of perfect grapes hanging high above the forest floor. Plump, purple, practically glowing in the golden light. The fox's mouth watered. He could almost taste the sweetness. But when he jumped, he missed. He tried again, and again, and again. Still, nothing. Finally, panting and frustrated, he sat beneath the vine, looked up at the unreachable fruit, and muttered, "Probably sour anyway." That one bitter sentence? It's something we've all said, whether we realize it or not. Aesop's Fable. The Fox and the Grapes may be only a few lines long, but it captures a painfully familiar moment, wanting something we can't reach, and pretending it wasn't worth it in the first place. In the story, the fox sees something he deeply desires, grapes so ripe they seem ready to burst. But try as he might, they remain out of reach. He leaps, he runs, he calculates the distance, he adjusts his timing, but nothing works. And after failing, publicly, embarrassingly, he does what many of us do. He rewrites the story. He scoffs, shrugs, and convinces himself the grapes were probably sour anyway. Not sweet, not worth it, not important. And off he goes, pretending he never cared at all. Now here's where this fable cuts deep. While the fox is just a character, the feeling? That is very human. We all have moments like this. Didn't get the girl we secretly had a crush on? She ain't even all that. Didn't get the dream job? They were clearly threatened because I'm overqualified. Didn't get invited to the party? Who wants to hang out with them anyway? We laugh, we shrug, we roll our eyes. But here's what's actually happening. You wanted something. You didn't get it. And now your brain kicks in with a little ego CPR. Instead of admitting, I wanted that and I didn't get it, we say, it wasn't that great anyway. We rewrite the story. We turn the dream into a disappointment. On purpose. It's emotional self-preservation. And hey, it works. Kind of. It cushions the sting of rejection, dulls the edge of failure, and hides the vulnerability of wanting something we couldn't reach. But there's a cost. If you always protect your ego this way, you stop being real with yourself. You don't grow. You don't learn. You just talk trash about every goal you secretly wanted. The fox didn't give up because the grapes were bad. He gave up because he was tired and embarrassed. But instead of saying, I couldn't reach them, he told himself, they weren't worth it. That's the danger. Because the more you pretend you don't care, the more you actually stop caring. Not because you're healed, but because you're numb. And that's the classic sour grape mentality. And people who live in that mindset, they never improve because they never admit what they truly want. Here's the thing. You're allowed to want something and not get it. You're allowed to feel disappointed without turning bitter. And you're allowed to say, that mattered to me. I failed, but I still care. That's not weakness. That's what growth actually looks like. So the next time life hands you a no, don't lie to yourself about the grapes. They were probably sweet. You just need a better jump next time. If you've ever pretended not to care just to save face, welcome to the club. Hit subscribe for more brutally honest, weirdly wise fables. And remember, sometimes the grapes are fine. You just weren't ready yet.